Okay, this is table 5.1, and we're going to start with the trapezius muscle. For trapezius, you need to know the action. For the superior fibers, it elevates and upwardly rotates the scapula, elevates the clavicle, and extends the head. The middle fibers adduct the scapula, and the inferior fibers depress the scapula.
So as you're looking, you can see that the inferior fibers kind of run obliquely. The middle fibers, they'll run horizontally or transversely, and then the superior fibers run also obliquely upwards and attach onto the head. So this muscle spans pretty long way all the way down through the thoracic vertebrae. If we look at the supine cadaver, sometimes we can see some of the trapezius from the front, so we can see it a little bit here, and on the other side, not really, but sometimes you can see it sticking out from the front.
Next is levator scapulae. This action elevates the scapula.
So if you notice this guy here, so he's not this guy, which is a different muscle we'll talk about later, but he's attaching on to the scapula, and then he comes up into the neck. And so when this contracts, this is going to shorten and literally lift up that scapula. So we see it there. On the other side, we also see it here. And then on our supine cadaver, we see it, well, it's kind of hiding, but we can see it right here. And on this side, we can see, actually it's split into two, but we can see it here. So pretty bulky on this side.
Next we have rhomboid major and minor. Oh, the action is it stabilizes, elevates, and adducts the scapula. Downwardly rotates the scapula.
So if you look here, it's attaching onto the medial border of the scapula, and then it's going to come in, and these would normally attach onto the vertebrae. So this side is still intact, you can see. So the major is the bigger one, and it's also inferior on the cadaver, and the minor is superior to it right here. So as it contracts, it's going to pull the scapula inward and a little bit downward. So just remember, rhomboids connect scapula to spine.
Then the serratus anterior, it abducts and stabilizes the scapula.
So this is a little tricky because our serratus anterior literally originates from this medial border of the scapula. So I don't know, Suzette can angle the camera a little bit. This has a slit cut open. This muscle right here, do you see that? This is our serratus anterior. Right below it, we have subscapularis, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But the serratus anterior attaches here on this medial border, and then it wraps to the front. Serratus, meaning it kind of looks like it has this serrated edge here. So this guy's kind of deflected, but we have these little finger projections that wrap anteriorly. Hence it gets its name serratus anterior. We're wrapping anteriorly. So this literally it pushes the scapula into the body. Someone who has a weak serratus anterior, so who's the serratus anterior on this side? They're just deflected away, but they will go right onto the rib cage. This is I feel like Tom Cruise, Rocky Balboa, they have those little finger edge looking things on the upward sides of their body. That's our serratus anterior. People who have a weak serratus anterior have what's called a winged scapula, where they kind of look like a bird, where their scapula can pop out. It's not very attractive, but that's our serratus anterior.
Then we have pectoralis minor. This abducts and depresses the scapula.
So for pectoralis minor, major we're going to talk about in a minute. So major sits right on top of the minor, but minor actually originates more superior here, and then it will go right underneath that. And this covers also onto the rib cage.
Okay, that's it for table 5.1.